Hello everybody, welcome to ClassicScholar.com. In this section, we will be learning about the first power structure in Rome, the Roman monarchy. First, we should start with the birth of the first ruler, with the birth of twins Romulus and Remus. Romulus and Remus were the twin sons of Rhea Silvia, princess of Alba Longa, and their father was reported to be the Roman god of war, Mars. King Numitor of Alba Longa was deposed by his brother, who was Rhea Silvia's father, Amulius, and Rhea Silvia was deposed alongside her father, and Romulus and Remus were ordered to be drowned in the Tiber River because of this power-hungry uncle of hers. However, they were simply abandoned, as their executioner did not have the heart to do it, where they were found by a wolf who decided to raise them. They continued to be raised by this wolf until eventually they were found by a shepherd named Faustulus. The shepherd raised them until they were young adults, and they both set off to found a new city, possibly together, possibly against one another. Ultimately, it was against one another, and Romulus and Remus decided to build a city in an area with 7 hills, but they could not agree on where they should build it. Romulus set up his on the Palatine Hill, and Remus on the Aventine Hill. They agreed whoever had the better omen based on birds, which was a common idea in Greco-Roman mythology, would be allowed to build their city. Remus saw 6 birds. Afterward, Romulus saw 12. Remus argued since he saw them first, he had the better omen. However, Romulus argued since he saw more birds, he had the better omen. The two could not agree, so they ended up fighting, and Romulus won, killing his brother. The town of Rheims, named after Remus, was disbanded and absorbed into the town of Rome, named after Romulus, and Romulus became its first king. Romulus made the city of Rome one that accepted people from all around, so it had a variety of various Italian peoples. Romulus eventually became close allies with the Sabine people, another group in Italy, and he became co-king with Titus Tatius, the leader of the Sabines. In exchange, he gained the Sabine land, and the people became part of Rome. Romulus created the first Senate in Rome, and although he still held most of the power as the king, it still set a precedent of a governing body of the Senate, and he legendarily disappeared in a whirlwind, never to be seen again, although many people believe that this is a made-up story and he was possibly assassinated by senators. After that, the next king was Numa Pompilius. He was a very peaceful ruler and did not wage wars, unlike his predecessor Romulus. He worked on religious and academic advancements in Rome, in addition to territorial expansion through peaceful means, such as negotiation. He established the Salii, a group of priests who were able to protect temples, and created the role of Pontifex Maximus, the head priest, to lead religion in Rome. In fact, this title is still used by the Pope in Catholic churches today. He founded temples such as the Temple of Janus around Rome, and the cause of his death is unknown. He was succeeded by Tertullus Hostilius, who was not peaceful like his previous king. He legendarily engaged in a war with Alba Longa, where the two wars decided on the winners of a fight between two groups of brothers, the Horatii and the Curiatii, instead of fighting a true war which would cause great bloodshed. The Romans ended up winning this war, and they gained all of Alba Longa's population and land, which was once held by Remus's father. Tullus Hostilius destroyed the city, leaving only the temples behind, and he is said to have either died of a plague or a lightning bolt from Jupiter because of this action. After this was Ancus Marcius, who was the grandson of the previous king Numa Pompilius, and he followed much in his grandfather's footsteps, as he continued to advance religion and knowledge during his reign. He was also decided to work on infrastructure of Rome and other religious things, such as establishing the Fetiales, a group of priests who could wage war. He created the first prison, the Mamertine prison, and the first bridge, the Pons Sublicius in Rome, which continued to be mainstays throughout the empire. He gained control of the Aventine and Ianiculum Hill, and ultimately died of natural causes, as he was a very peaceful ruler. After this was Tarquinius Priscus, a close friend of Ancus Marcius, who gained control after he died, which angered Ancus Marcius' sons greatly. He is said to have had an eagle take his cap and return it when he was a child, symbolizing that he was destined to be king. He continued to work on infrastructure and do much of the work of Ancus Marcius. However, Ancus Marcius' sons ended up killing him, assassinating him, because they wanted the power for themselves. Then Servius Tullius took over. Like Tarquinius Priscus, he received an omen that he thought made him destined to rule Rome. This time, it was because his head caught on fire, but he did not feel any pain as a child. He ruled Rome and ended up building the Servian Wall to protect the city. He continued much of the advancements and even introduced coinage to Rome. He was assassinated by his daughters and her husband, Tarquinius Superbus, which is a common theme in Roman history of children murdering rulers. And finally, Tarquinius Superbus took over. Tarquinius Superbus did not have any real claim to the throne, as he was just not related to the previous king. And so, he only gained his respect and his power through fear. He started the war with the Latin League, and specifically the city of Gabii, killing all the leading citizens there. He finished many of the projects started by other kings, but he ruled with an iron fist as a tyrant. He and those around him continued to disrespect the people of Rome, and he ended up being expelled alongside his family due to public opinion. But he was not going to go down without a fight, because he formed an alliance with the king Lars Porsena of Clusium to take back Rome. The war produced many heroes for Rome of legend, such as Horatius Cocles, who defended the Roman bridge, and Mucius Scaevola, who freed prisoners, by putting his hand in a fire to show his dedication to Rome. Eventually, Lars Porsena and Tarquinius Superbus were defeated because of this bravery, and they were never heard from again. Now, Rome was now a republic with elected officials instead of kings. Because of the harm that Tarquinius Superbus had done, both as king and as warrior, they decided kings were no longer the route to go for Rome. The most powerful of these positions was a consul, which now two people would hold, but together they had power similar to a king. The first two consuls were Lucius Junius Brutus and Lucius Tarquinius Collatinus. Lucius Tarquinius Collatinus stepped down because he had familial ties with Tarquinius Superbus, and the republic continued to grow as the population and land of Rome continued to grow, all throughout the next few centuries. Thank you. So as we can see in this part of Rome's history, there was a very tumultuous time, but it also pointed toward the future of Rome, which had become a republic, but then even after that an empire, as you will later learn about. Please answer the discussion questions below and decide, how do you feel about these kings? Thank you.